Tonight, we take a look back at the life and legacy of former Wisconsin Governor Tony Earl, who passed away today.
Plus, we're looking into what factors contribute to a school district's decision to declare snow days and what happens if too many school days are canceled.
And Madison officials are planning some big changes for John Nolan Drive, but they want your input. Now you can share your thoughts with project organizers. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Both today and yesterday have been snow days for students in the Madison Metropolitan School District, and already there had been plans to add days at the end of the year to make up for this winter's weather.
Our Catherine Merck joins us live after speaking with the district about what the plans are now. Catherine?
Well, it can be fun for the kiddos to enjoy a snow day in the wintertime, but however, that means time made up at the end of the school year when the weather could be a bit warmer. For the second day in a row, the school grounds remain mostly silent for MMSD. The roads around them also mostly clear. So why is school out today?
It's really easy the day of the weather event to look out the window and say, well, we shouldn't have closed school this day.
MMSD spokesperson Tim Lamont says the district errs on the side of caution when deciding to cancel school. There's a lot of factors to consider, like the ease of staffing and student commute.
So when we get these icy conditions, we really listen to our transportation providers on what's best and what's safest for our students' transport.
The district has already had to add a day back to the school calendar that originally was a day off because of this season's storms. At the end of the school year, the district says it's looking at the best options to get those days in. And some of those options might sound familiar.
Moving forward, now it gets a little bit more complex. And so what you might see is the school district start to consider switching to a virtual option.
Since this most recent storm has passed, the kids get to enjoy a small break for these next few days. But for the district, they're hoping this is the last time these decisions have to be made this year.
We're just crossing our fingers that this is the last of the wintry weather that we'll have this year.
As for what the exact plans are to get these days made up at the end of the school year, the district tells me they're going to have that decision available by the beginning of next week. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
All right, Catherine, thank you. Back to school tomorrow, we hope. Let's get a look at the first warn forecast. Julian C. right out on the weather patio. Julian?
Well, as conditions continue the way that they are, we are going to be looking at schools to be at least close to thinking that they should be able to be safe to head into regular instruction for tomorrow. But we are still dealing with some light flurries, and those winds have picked up. So we're getting those temperatures really to fall for us here in Madison. Looking ahead, temperatures right now, 26 degrees, but that wind chill is definitely adding a little bit of a bite for us, and it's going to feel like that throughout much of the rest of this evening as temperatures continue to fall into the upper teens. But at least we'll look at these flurries to pretty much end once we get closer to this evening. Temperatures right now throughout southern Wisconsin, 27 degrees for Janesville, the middle 20s for the friends to the west. And as we take a look at those wind speeds, as I mentioned, we're seeing sustained winds between Janesville and Monroe into lower 20s. Right now we're clocking around 9 miles per hour here in Madison, but our friends in Lone Rock and Mineral Point into those middle teens. Now we do have that small little band that's bringing us a little bit of flurries around northern parts of Madison and the west side as well, but overall things are going to stay rather quiet as we get into tonight, but they're going to be very cold. 6 degrees is going to be our surface temperatures, but with those wind speeds, we're looking for it to feel like it's going to be below zero and about 10 degrees below zero by the time we get into tomorrow morning. Planning tonight's single digits and into the middle teens for our friends to the south, but we will be warming back up into the 30s heading into the weekend. We'll walk through all we need to know to close out our work week in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. Flags across the state today ordered to half staff in honor of the state's 41st governor.
Tony Earl has died following a stroke earlier in the week. Earl announced his run for governor in 1982 after then current Governor Lee Dreyfus said he was not running for re-election. Earl easily defeated Republican Terry Kohler and found when he took office the state was facing a 12% unemployment rate and $1 billion deficit.
Folks have said to me, Tony, don't spend that surplus. Don't make the same mistake that was made before. Cut those temporary taxes and sock the rest of it away.
Earl was credited with righting the state's financial position as well as focusing on the environment, education, and equal opportunity. But after 4 years in office, Earl was defeated by Republican Tommy Thompson. Tony Earl was 86 years old. And in the wake of the news, politicians from both sides of the aisle have been remembering their time with Earl.
And that includes former Governor Scott Walker, who spoke to our Will Keneally. Will?
So you may be scratching your head a little bit when you hear that a 55-year-old Scott Walker ever interacted with a governor during the 1980s. That's half a dozen years before Walker was first elected to the Assembly. Well, you have it right. Walker says he first met Earl when he was an Eagle Scout, delivering a report to the governor in the conference room that he would later call his own.
And even though our politics obviously weren't always aligned, I still remember back to that day. I told him that many times since then. Just how well he treated me and the other scouts, and I always thought very highly of him, even though our politics obviously weren't the same on many an issue. But just a decent man.
So not only was that the first time for Walker meeting Earl, but that was the first time that the former governor had ever set foot in the Capitol. Walker says that when he mentioned that story to Earl down the line, the former governor got quite a kick out of it. He says that that's emblematic of the bond that he and former governors share. We'll have more on the remembrance of former Governor Earl coming up tonight at 6.
We will see you at 6. Well, thank you. New today, a memorial service for former UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank will be held next week. Blank, who served as chancellor from 2013 until last year, died of cancer last Friday. A service will be held March 4th at First Congregational United Church of Christ on University Avenue. A reception will be held after the service at Varsity Hall at Union South. Blank's family is asking people to make donations to her Great People Scholarship Fund instead of sending flowers. You can find more information about that on channel3000.com. We're learning some new information tonight about a homicide in Beloit that happened Monday. A criminal complaint shows Tyrone Young and Sifana B. Busar got into an argument when she wanted to leave a home on Porter Avenue. That's when police say Young shot and killed her. The report also says 5 children were in the home when the shooting happened, and Busar had been cut out of family pictures on a refrigerator inside the home. Young has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide.
Crews are investigating after a parking garage partially collapsed in the Milwaukee area. It happened at the Bayshore Shopping Center. That's in Glendale this afternoon. Investigators say a portion of the 3rd floor collapsed down onto the 1st floor. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but at least 2 vehicles were damaged.
The police department, working with us, did do a visual check of the other parking garages on this property, just so we had an idea of whether or not there was any sort of risk. I would clarify my statement that we're not positive snow is the cause of the collapse, but we likely think it's involved.
And officials say other vehicles won't be able to get out of the garage because of where that collapse happened.
Well, it's the road that some have called the red carpet into Madison, John Nolan Drive. And the city has big plans for its future.
Now, the road will be redesigned in the coming years, and right now they're asking for your ideas. Our Braden Ross joins us with more. Braden?
Yeah, after more than 50 years of wear and tear, John Nolan Drive is in need of a makeover, and that's just what it's getting. The John Nolan Drive reconstruction project will redesign the entire causeway from North Shore Drive to Olin Avenue. It's focused on improving safety and fixing infrastructure, but also making the lake more accessible and keeping it clean.
I think it's just a great opportunity for the city to be able to sort of check off 2 things at once. We're going to be able to redesign a 50-plus-year-old road, but also really improve access to one of the largest lakes, here in Greater Madison.
The city says the project designers will work closely with the Lake Monona Waterfront Design Challenge, which is focused on a lakefront redesign. Construction isn't set to start until 2027, but the city is asking for your opinions in an online meeting tonight. You can find a link to that meeting and all the information you need to give your feedback on our website at channel3000.com.
Braden, thank you. Authorities are revealing new information about a Florida man accused of fatally shooting 3 people, including a television news reporter and a 9-year-old girl. Christian Benavides has more from Florida.
Keith Melvin Moses sits behind bars in Central Florida a day after allegedly carrying out a deadly shooting rampage.
Bullets don't only kill victims, they rip apart entire families.
Authorities say the 19-year-old shot and killed a woman identified as 38-year-old Natasha Augustine Wednesday morning in the Pine Hills neighborhood as she sat in a car with a friend. 5 hours later, the suspect returned to the scene, injuring photographer Jesse Walden and killing 24-year-old reporter Dylan Lyons, who were there on assignment. A local TV reporter was overcome with emotion.
This is every reporter's absolutely worst nightmare.
Corey Galikowski attended middle and high school with Lyons.
He was always kind and always, full of energy and acceptance.
For unknown reasons, police say Moses also entered a home and shot a mother and her 9-year-old daughter.
They were transported to the hospital where, unfortunately and tragically, 9-year-old Tiana Major died from her injuries.
At Thursday's news conference, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings announced officials will reestablish a citizen safety task force to address gun violence.
We are committed to utilizing our funding, your tax dollars, in an appropriate way to address these issues going forward long term.
Authorities say Moses had a lengthy criminal history, which included gun charges. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Photojournalist Jesse Walden and the mother of the 9-year-old remain hospitalized in critical condition.
More than 3 million people suffer a concussion in the U.S. every year. Many will recover in a matter of a few weeks, but there is a group of people who take a lot longer, silently struggling to feel like their old selves, and surprisingly, it might be someone you know. That's the case for our Charlotte DeLeste. She suffered a concussion last summer, and tonight she's telling her story with the help of her medical team.
And with a concussion, the biggest challenge is people's identity changes. They can't do the activities that are important to them. Being a housewife, being a mother, being a worker, being a partner, being a friend. And those are really important, and so we want to help you get your identity back.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, Charlotte will share her months-long personal journey toward recovery, and she'll shine a light on a medical syndrome and the group of people who are trying to live with it.
Coming up, Julian has our latest First Warn weather.
Plus, Alex Murdaugh, a former attorney charged in the murder of his wife and son, took the stand today. We'll hear the riveting testimony from a South Carolina courthouse after the break. And later, the U.S. now has a new reigning cheese champion. We'll find out which cheese made the cut tonight at 6.
On Wall Street in Thursday trading, changing course from previous days. The Dow closes up 109 points. Nasdaq adds 83. S&P gains more than 21. We'll be right back.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's President's Day appliance sale is ending soon. Find doorbuster appliances at big discounts, like this Frigidaire built-in dishwasher, now just $549, or this Amana gas range, now just $499 at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
$11% off everything. Hurry in.
Lean back and save big this winter at the Century House. Right now, save hundreds going from one grade of stressless leather to a superior grade for free. Or save $300 and get a free battery when you purchase any stressless mic or stressless max motorized recliner or any stressless classic power recliner. Don't miss out. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
At Lawton Cates, justice means helping with your medical bills, standing up to the insurance company, and demanding compensation for lost time at work. And there's never a fee until we deliver results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
It's your last chance to shop Ashley's biggest President's Day sale. Get the guaranteed lowest prices of the season, starting at 30% and up to 60% off furniture and mattress doorbusters. Plus 60-month special financing and delivery in as fast as 3 days on in-stock merchandise. Sale ends Tuesday at Ashley.
Former Wisconsin Governor Tony Earl has died. We look at the influential leader's life and his accomplishments in and out of office.
And a former co-worker remembers moments with Tony Earl that created lasting memories. That's tonight at 6.
For 20% of its victims, the fallout from concussion can last months or years.
It affects their work, their family life. It affects everything.
News 3 Now, Charlotte Deleste shares her personal battle with the invisible injury. Tonight at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Alex Murdaugh, the disgraced former South Carolina attorney who is on trial for murder in the deaths of his wife and son, shocked some today by testifying in his own defense. He's pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of murder. Cole Higgins has the latest from South Carolina.
Alex Murdaugh taking the stand Thursday to testify in his own defense.
I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime, ever.
Murdaugh and his attorneys trying to convince the jury he's innocent in the June 2021 killings of his wife Maggie and his 22-year-old son Paul. Murdaugh distraught while describing the moment he saw their bodies on the night of the murders.
So bad. And he's done the way he's done. His head was the way his head was. I could see his brain laying on the sidewalk.
Prosecutors say Murdaugh killed his wife and son to distract from the 99 financial misconduct charges he's also facing. The defense arguing he's a caring father who was wrongly accused after a mishandled investigation. Meanwhile, Murdaugh finally admitting he was at the family's dog kennels with Maggie and Paul moments before they were murdered, and that he previously denied that during interviews with investigators.
I lied about being down there.
Would you agree that that's an important part of your testimony?
Sure.
Murdaugh blaming his lies on drug-fueled paranoia and issuing an emotional apology for lying multiple times.
I'm sorry to Mags and Pawpaw. I would never intentionally do anything to hurt either one of them.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Even if the jury finds Murdaugh not guilty of the murders, he still faces the possibility of decades in prison if convicted on most or all of the financial charges, which he also denies.
So with the weather system moving on out, we do still have a few flurries out there, Julian, right? But we need a little break from this.
That's right. And how much of a break are we going to be getting? Well, we're going to take a look at that with the 3 things we'll need to know. Starting off with our weather headlines, we're going to be seeing at least cold temperatures, but not much more in terms of snowfall for the next several days. More sunshine heading into the weekend, and on top of it, we're going to be seeing those mid to upper 30s, especially by the time we get to Sunday. But we are watching for another system that's going to be bringing not snow this time, but more rainfall to the area once we get into our Sunday night leading into our Monday. But now that the snow is over with and the ice in itself, here's a look at snowfall reports across central and southern Wisconsin. Going in from La Martine to Mauston to Baraboo, you can see that's where the more significant snowfall totals were, where it's just north of Dane County. Around Madison and closer towards the Illinois state line from Madison to Janesville, we saw about 1.5 inches in terms of snowfall totals. But even for our freezing rain, how much ice accumulation did we have? Janesville saw about 1/4, New Glarus close to 1/4, but Burlington and Racine were some of the bigger gainers in terms of seeing any kind of ice accumulation from this latest winter storm system. Now, taking a look at our radar as of right now, a couple of light flurries still lingering just south of Madison and to the northeast, but overall things are going to stay rather quiet. Now, again, from the snow in itself, north of Dane County is really where we saw any kind of significant snow accumulation, especially just just north of La Crosse, and to the far northeast near Green Bay. But as we go into tonight, now that the snow is over, temperatures are going to plummet. We're seeing single digits back once again as we get into tonight, and seeing how the wind chills are going to be flowing in as that cold front rolls its way in for us. Temperatures will be feeling about 11 degrees below zero by the time we are heading out for our Friday morning. Now, outside of that, once we get into the rest of our Friday evening, it's going to see some improvement, but overall, make sure you're layering up going into our Friday. Now, taking a look at tomorrow, our high temperature is going to be around 22 degrees in Madison, 25 for Janesville, and about 21 for Platteville. And going into our future track, we're going to be seeing things, again, stay rather quiet, but it's going to be very cold. Starting off on Friday, surface temperatures into the single digits, and then we're going to warm up into the middle teens and upper teens by the time we get into the lunchtime hour. Heading into our 5 p.m. commute, no issues really. It's just going to be cloudy, quiet, and cold. Heading into Friday night, you might see a quick little system that's going to roll its way in, bringing in a bit of some snowfall. But again, it's not going to be a whole lot of snow. Trace and decorative amounts of snowfall is what we're going to be expecting for this next system. Now, outside of that, here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Temperatures are going to be improving by the time we get into the later part of this weekend. Into the 30s, and then next week, we are looking for another active weather pattern of seeing those low 40s, and on top of it, more rain and potentially even some snow later into next week. As of right now, not seeing many issues in terms of our traffic, but we are some snow spots just north of I-151. But otherwise, things are rather smooth as we're getting into the rest of our 5 p.m. commute, guys.
Julian, thank you. A New York mother is warning others and sharing her story of survival after being diagnosed with congenital heart disease. Marion Smith was 2 months pregnant when she found herself struggling to breathe. After making an appointment with a cardiologist, she was shocked to learn she had a tiny hole in her heart. Surgeons used a catheter to repair the hole, and Smith gave birth to a healthy baby boy a few months later. Now she's hoping other expectant mothers learn from her story and talk to a doctor, even if they think the tiniest irregularity could be nothing.
If something doesn't feel right, speak up, advocate for yourself, get your heart checked, don't ignore it.
Doctors say congenital heart disease is becoming more common in young women, and if left untreated, it could lead to strokes. Coming up, too few women are working in prominent producer roles in the music industry. How one organization is working to change that. That's next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
All you have to do is point. Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Break up with your junk. Save $41 with the code BREAKUP41.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
Enjoy the simple pleasures of an era gone by.
Help.
People are buzzing about my highly rated... Exactly, my highly rated living rooms. Like the Laurel collection. It has... well said. Or my Betty collection. Right, my Virgo... I seem to have lost control of the commercial. 3 collections, 5 stars, all only $9.99. See what all the buzz is about at Bob's Discount Furniture.
All you have to do is point.
Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Break up with your junk. Save $41 with the code BREAKUP41.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
In the music industry, women are missing from behind-the-scenes roles, making up less than 3% of music producers.
Now, CBS's Danya Backus shows us one organization is working to ensure women get to put their own imprint on the music industry.
In order to have the perfect song,
what is your favorite part?
you have to have the right beat. At studios in Miami, Florida, and North Hollywood, California,
Can anybody tell me what BPM is?
the next generation of music creators are working to break the glass ceiling.
It's extremely important for girls to be able to see themselves in these roles.
Tiffany Miranda is the founder of Girls Make Beats, a nonprofit empowering a new class of female producers, DJs, and audio engineers. She started the organization based on her experience in the music industry.
It normally was men who were telling me, you know, what creative direction I should be going with my music, how I should dress, what I should say. And there was just always this huge disconnect for me because I was like, where are all the women?
Women make up less than 3% of music producers. That's 38 men to every 1 woman.
This is why, I have to do it. To, gotta increase that percentage.
13-year-old Malika Shabazz, who as a multi-threat recording artist goes by Sparkle, has been a part of Girls Make Beats since she was 9.
I want to learn how to do everything behind it so that way I could take control of all of my music.
The girls, who range in age from 5 to 17, are already making their mark by producing an official remix for Janet Jackson, music for a Ford commercial with Angela Bassett, and DJing for Missy Elliott. For Sparkle,
My headset on and I'm with my DJ crew. We're having so.
Girls Make Beats isn't just about the music. It's given her confidence.
Yeah, I'm a girl and I'm in this industry and I'm killing it and I'm doing what I love.
Ultimately, if we see that a young girl is able to obtain the confidence to do whatever it is that she puts her mind to, then we've done our job.
The job of knowing girls can rock with the best of them. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Girls Make Beats has registration open for all of the programs they offer, including in-person programming in LA, Miami, and New York.
And you can also sign up for virtual classes online from anywhere. And we're back with a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
At Pick and Save, mean fresher produce. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Valentine's Day Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this Valentine's Day at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer.
It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This Valentine's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. So if under-eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this Valentine's Day and see that younger-looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhafels. Right now, save up to $900 on adjustable base sets. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at $399. Or step up to the new Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhafels cash, plus a $100 MasterCard rewards card. And with Steinhafels 72-month financing, your new mattress just got more affordable. So save big and rest easy on your new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhafels.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Julian's back. One last look.
Well, we have our 3 things we'll need to know as headlines because, folks, it is going to get cold. We're going to see single digits heading into our Friday morning. We will see improvements into the afternoon, but those wind chills when you're heading out the door are not going to be friendly. We're looking at 0 to 10 degrees below zero of what it's going to feel like as we start our Friday morning off. Heading into the weekend, though, more sunshine and temperatures into the middle to upper 30s for the weekend. You can't beat that, but it's going to be short-lived as we have another system that will be bringing in some rainfall coming in from Sunday night into Monday of next week. But at least as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, we have some more 40s in our forecast. From Monday through Thursday, if things hold off, we're looking at those lower 40s, but we also have another opportunity to see, once again, some snow going into next Thursday.
All right, Julian, thanks. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.